Today on Here for the Right Reasons, Kayla Miller-Keys opens up about her engagement and wedding plans with Dean.
Like, we're in this really fun fiance phase, and also like we're getting to look at venues, we're getting to decide where we want to get married. So
Plus, Bachelor Nation reacts to Gabby and Erich's split. Rachel Recchia reveals she is back on the dating scene, and Jesse Palmer talks back season of The Bachelor. Plus, Victoria Fuller confirms romance with Greg. Joe and Serena spill all the details on their courthouse wedding. And we break down the emotional episode of Bachelor in Paradise. We'll get that plus so much more on today's Here for the Right Reasons. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Us Weekly Deputy Editor Sarah Heron. And Sarah, there is so much news to get to this week.
You know, that Bachelor in Paradise reunion taping went down, and we had a reporter on the carpet, and she got some good quotes. There's a lot changing, and things are being spoiled, but also some aren't. It's very bizarre time right now.
It's really bizarre. It's really bizarre. So we're going to dive all into it. But before we do that, we'll see what you guys had to say about last week's show. Bonnie says, in my honest opinion, the couples that choose to accept offers to be in the public don't last. The couples who drop out of the public eye to work on their relationship have a better chance of staying together. So true.
So true. 100%.
Yeah.
And Michelle D says, Eliza is wonderful and she's very immature. She's not communicating in a direct, effective way. She is not ready yet. I think I would agree with that after this episode. She I think is just so scared of hurting someone or maybe coming off wrong, maybe a combination of all those things, that she couldn't just like spit out what she needed to say. It was painful.
It was painful and really hard to watch. Poor Rodney. Justice for Rodney. All right. But before we get into, like I said, Paradise, we have to talk about Gabby and Eric's split. I mean, we kind of saw this one coming, and it happened just 2 months after his proposal, and they confirmed to E! and People and reported that she was the one to actually end things. This was after she told Fox News that, you know, life was really busy for them, that she understands people's concerns, but they were rooting for each other from afar. Well, we caught up with Jesse Palmer at the reunion taping for Bachelor in Paradise, and he reacted to the news, telling us, I spoke to her yesterday and spoke to Eric this morning, and I know they're still trying to kind of work through things, so just giving them space that they need. They are two amazing people, and everybody saw the potential in that relationship and just wish them the best for whatever that is, whatever that means. Do you think that they're going to get back together?
I don't think they're going to get back together, but I also don't know if it's completely over yet. I think they're going to be doing maybe like giving each other space. And it's because she's on a show every week where you're watching to see if she's wearing the ring. People, you know they both live in Los Angeles. If they're not seen together, it's really hard to hide those growing pains, those taking a breaks. I don't know if they were necessarily ready for the news to be out. I don't know if they would call it a complete break at this point. But if you're 2 months into the public part and you're not in the honeymoon phase anymore, or you're not excited about stuff and you're already needing to take those breaks, I don't think it's a good sign. Maybe they're just trying to get their Dancing with the Stars because her schedule's crazy and they'll circle back. But I don't think it's a good sign. What do you think?
I don't think it's a good sign either. And you made such a good point last week. It's like, if you don't want the news out there, continue to wear your ring. Don't stir up all this speculation unless you're 100% sure and you want to release this statement and you want to release this news. Like, obviously, you know that Bachelor Nation is going to recognize that you're not wearing it anymore. We're going to see that Eric's not in the audience. So we're going to have these questions. So don't be surprised about that. But yeah, if you're still in like this gray area, maybe take the time to figure it out before you release the statement. But yeah, as of right now, it seems like it's not going to work out between them.
Yeah, and I mean, Rachel posting that video of them kind of joking about how they're back in the streets, back on the town together, like that. I forgot about that part, but I was just saying maybe they're kind of in a break, but that also seems pretty. Why would you even put that out there to kind of like joke about like being single again, almost, if you're not?
Yeah.
So I'm very interested.
Interesting that they both haven't commented on it, though.
No, I know. I wonder if I thought maybe on her Dancing with the Stars package they were going to. I know sometimes they get personal in those, sometimes they don't. So maybe this next week she'll address it on that show, because that is a good place. It's ABC, same family, same situation. But whether or not Gabby is 100% back on the dating scene, we know Rachel is wasting more time, and she's been very clear since her breakup with Tino that she is single and ready to mingle. And now this former Bachelorette is officially back on the dating scene. She said a random, quote, person slid into her DMs, they got coffee, and, quote, maybe there was a kiss. There will definitely be a second date. This was on Bachelor Happy Hour. However, she did say she would go on Bachelor in Paradise next year if Michelle goes with her. So I think Rachel's just in this era of just the last year was crazy, but I'm hot and famous and people are going to reach out to me. And whether it's on the beach or at a coffee shop, I'm going for it.
Right. I'm surprised nobody caught this date at a coffee shop and nobody recognized that it was the Bachelorette there with some random guy. I'd love to know who he is.
I know.
But yeah, good for her. She's back on the dating scene. She wants to have a relationship. She wants to do something serious. And I mean, for us, I hope she's still single next year because I would love to see her on the beach.
I know. When they put that teaser of Gabby and Rachel, I know they're going next week just to like probably stir the pot, or I don't even know why. But the leads, it hits different. Maybe that's what the season was missing. Last season was so good because of like Rebecca Kufrin. Like there's something, I don't know. It raises the stakes.
We're missing like the star power this year. Like we really are. Like it's just, I mean, the group of people that are there, great. But yeah, we're missing that like big lead and big draw in from the franchise. And I think that's why kind of ratings have been down this year.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jesse Palmer confessed that Zach Shawcross's season of The Bachelor was the most emotional show that he's hosted so far. I mean, Jesse, it hasn't been that many. So
yeah, true.
He told us it's really all about the love story and romance and a little bit less about the drama. I think, thank God. He didn't say that. I am. The women are really into Zach. So Zach's so emotionally mature and he's a guy that's not afraid to wear his emotion on his sleeve. He's very, very intentional. This is easily the most emotional show that I posted in this franchise. He teased that the 27 contestants match the lead's energy, so there will likely be a lot of tears. He said it's going to be emotionally charged, but it's because everybody really wants this. It's totally different vibe than I've ever had hosting any of the other shows. I think he's doing amazing, and I can't wait for the people to see this journey. He said that it hasn't wrapped filming yet, but he's 10,000% sure that he will find his happy ending, and he's already been through a lot. I really hope this is true because I'm so done with this drama. We need a happy ending. I mean, when is the last relationship that's actually worked from this franchise? I think people are getting really tired of it.
Oh, that's a good question. You know, Jesse Palmer's gotten pretty good at these teases pretty quick. Yeah. He took a playbook from the Chris Harrison note and he figured out that's kind of what people are saying. So now that's what he's saying. I'm happy to hear Zach's emotionally mature because he is rather young for a bachelor. But you also have to think the only bachelor that Jesse Palmer has had, right, is Clayton.
Yeah. Well.
So when you compare those two, maybe that's also what he means, whereas Clayton's from start to finish had a lot of drama, superficial drama with your Shanae, your Genevieve, and then it got into very real drama with the fantasy suite and the I love you. So that whole season was like nonstop. So maybe that's why I would just imagine that's the comparison. So maybe Zach's a little more together or like focused or like making better decisions than Clayton. No business, like maybe sending people home quicker versus letting the stuff drag out is kind of how I would take it. Or maybe these girls are just, there's a few that are really into Zach and that's what he's picking up on. But I hope it's true too.
I hope so. And they did announce that it's coming back January 23rd. So we get a little bit of a Bachelor break, which I think everybody needs.
Thank you, Jesus. To quote Melissa Gorga, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, Joe and Serena, as we know, they tied the knot in a surprise courthouse wedding less than 2 weeks ago, and they're already talking about their second ceremony, telling us we haven't picked a location yet. We're between Austin, Texas, Charleston, or Nashville. These three are always like between locations.
Always, right?
Yeah, whatever. We just want it to be fun and a great destination for everyone to travel to for the weekend. Because obviously her family's in Canada. His is in Chicago. They live in New York. So I guess it makes sense for them to pick a neutral location. The duo added that they're not currently planning to televise their second wedding, but that might change if given the chance. Serena said, ABC, if you're listening, if you want to make something happen, we'll chat. But right now, I think we're just going to go ahead and keep it private.
Were you surprised by their courthouse wedding and that they kind of tied the knot so quickly?
You know, a little bit when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. Just because, I mean, I've interviewed Joe and Serena a million times. I feel like they definitely like had wedding top of mind. I had no doubts in their relationship, quite honestly. They really seemed like pretty happy-go-lucky post-Paradise. I'm just kind of surprised because I just figured she, you know, would want maybe a over-the-top wedding situation. Not that anything, which a lot of women do. But I think good for them. I mean, I think especially if they do want to do something televised or have maybe a little more fanfare or go like a big wedding, they'll always have the personal part. So if they get offered to do like the Paradise wedding and stuff, why not do it? Because it's free and you've already had like the special moment where you like did the serious part.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they did like a Q&A on YouTube. This was not a shotgun wedding. She's not pregnant. So they just really just wanted to have that low key ceremony and just get married. So
yeah, good for them. It's one of the more real things to do in this franchise.
Right.
So.
That is very true. All right. Well, let's move on. This story obviously has got a lot of people talking because Victoria Fuller was filmed giving Greg Grippo a kiss at dinner with other Bachelor Nation members. It was filmed by Nick Viall, posted on TikTok. They, of course, made headlines when they were spotted hanging out together in Italy. Of course, Bachelor in Paradise is airing, and she is making this connection with Johnny. So this is very interesting that they are kind of putting this out there since Bachelor in Paradise is still airing right now.
Yeah, I think it is really weird. I think because of the Italy of it all and the leaked photos, it's again one of those kind of like spoiler typey things that you can't really avoid. And the Bachelor has very specific rules with their contracts, but the social media part of it has definitely thrown a wrench into it. They can post on their Instagram stories whether they choose to go the cryptic route or have Nick Viall maybe do the dirty work for them. Mm-hmm. Either way, like it's kind of a way around their contracts. And I think Victoria probably has taken a lot of heat in her comments over the last week or so. And I will say, whether it's on purpose or not, it is making me ready for this reunion because I do know that this will be addressed. It's not like they're going to pretend it didn't happen. They're going to talk about what happened out when they got back from the beach. They're going to talk about how they ended up in Italy. It's all going to come out. So I'm ready for it. I'll say that it's working that way. I don't know how I feel about this couple, but
and very interesting and very, very interesting. But hey, if it works, good for them. Well, a couple that definitely is making it work. I know Caitlyn Miller-Keys, Dean are engaged. And let's get to our Bachelor Nation talk because you caught up with her, right?
Yes, this is Caitlyn giving everything you need to know about that engagement.
When did you know we were going to get engaged and like stop worrying about the noise?
Oh gosh. I keep thinking about this, like when I knew he was the one, when I knew we were going to get engaged. I think we just like kept talking about it and I kept joking about it. And I think the more I joked about it, the more he was like, okay, like maybe I could get married. I don't know if that's what happened in his mind, but that to me is when it switched, just like easing the thoughts into him. But then we were like, okay, like we actually could get engaged. We could get married. And this is something we want. So I don't know if that was like a year ago. I have no idea the time frame, but we've been talking about it for a while about both proposing to each other and getting engaged. So I didn't really feel like I was going to feel much different once we were engaged, but a friend told me, she's like, enjoy every moment, like enjoy the engagement, enjoy the wedding. Don't rush anything. So thankfully I listened to her because I was like, I want to try on dresses. I want to like do all these things before I'm even engaged, which is ridiculous. So thankfully I listened.
A lot of girls feel that though, when they're in a long-term relationship, they just get excited. Clothes are fun.
So excited. And I was, but I waited. And so that has made it super exciting too. Like we're in this really fun fiance phase. And also like we're getting to look at venues. We're getting to decide where we want to get married. So it's been fun.
Did he really lose the ring?
Yeah, it gives me so much anxiety.
So what ring do you have on now?
He got me, it's whenever my fingers get cold, it falls off. So I have to like, switch it to my middle finger. But he got me a little placeholder and he doesn't want me to show anyone.
Okay.
But he got me a placeholder. I do have a ring on my finger and it's somewhere in this house. I have no idea. He flies home tonight. And we're home for 2 days. I'm like, where is it? Like it's giving
its own true crime mystery. Where is your engagement ring?
Where is it?
Could this be some sort of Dean like conspiracy that he just wants to propose again in the house? Or do you think he definitely lost it?
No, he lost it. For sure. We spent hours like scanning the video, our security cameras. We're like, when did he pull it out of the drawer? We cannot figure it out.
Oh my God. Well, I would imagine Dean would plan one hell of a honeymoon. But does he have opinions about wedding stuff? Has he kind of started to sprinkle in, or is he going to let you take the reins on that?
Yeah, I was like, what if we get married in Banff? What if we originally thought we'd elope in Italy after that trip when I saw you? Mm-hmm. And then we were like, we actually do want all of our friends there. So we're going to get married in Aspen. But then I was like, maybe Banff, maybe here. And he was like, I have my mind made up. And when his mind is made up, you like can't talk to him. And I was like, you don't understand that like the wedding process is about a lot of decisions and changing things. So do I just like not involve you? And he was like, I don't know. So we'll see.
God. Do you know if you're going to want like several looks, dresses? Like, have you started looking at any of that stuff yet? Or are you still kind of just living in the high?
Yeah, no, I'm obsessed with clothing. So I already bought one dress just for like an engagement party.
Okay, love
and
it.
I've got appointments scheduled. Yeah, I would like 2 dresses.
Okay, maybe a reception and a ceremony situation or an after party. I have to ask about the truck because this got a lot of attention that Dean made this comment. I'll propose to Caitlyn if she buys me a truck. Then you posted that cute little Instagram story. I'm at the dealership. Did he get the truck? How's the truck doing?
Oh my gosh, this truck is insane. So it all started because I wanted to buy my engagement ring because I just like, I'm going to be the one wearing it. I'm the one who wants it. I want to buy it. And he didn't like that. So he's like, what if you bought me this truck instead? So I was like, that's the perfect compromise. And people then took it as he's only proposing if I buy him a truck, which is insane.
Right.
It was my idea, but I did. I bought him a truck. I like bought part of it. I put a little bit of money down and then he bought the rest. But yes, he has a truck. He loves it. And actually he's been working on our backyard and it's almost finished, thankfully, like because of the truck.
I love it. I love the engagement. I really hope that they find that ring.
I mean, you could see my face. I was like, you guys, we have to find this diamond. What are we doing? Listen, I'm the first one to always, I feel like, make jokes about Caitlyn and Dean, criticize, but every time I talk to either of them, I'm like, they are normal. Like, he just says silly things and then it gets blown up proportion. I always do listen, but like, he really does say some crazy things sometimes. And their relationship is a little unconventional. So I think it does make sense for people to be like, you know, pass their judgments. But whenever I speak to them, like, she is so kind.
Yes.
And I do believe that they're like a cute couple and like good for them because they've had to navigate so many people projecting whether they ask or not.
Right.
So I'm happy for them. And I really hope they find that time.
I hope they find that ring too. I love how she was like, Dean doesn't want me to show anybody the placeholder.
I know. I'm like, I want to see the placeholder.
I want to see the placeholder too.
I tried. I was like, what are you wearing now?
Yes. I love it. Great interview. It really was a lot of fun. All right. Well, let's break down this week's episode of Bachelor in Paradise. We kick it off with the Logan, Hayden, Kate of it all. You know, she was questioning whether or not he could afford a gym membership to Equinox, since Hayden can spend 3 figures on his dog, but ended up picking Logan.
All right, listen, Kate, she's not doing it for me.
Oh.
She's kind of, I saw some people comparing her to Jessica from season 1 of Love is Blind.
Yes.
And I've interviewed Jessica. She's so nice. Yeah. But I think they're like, and Kate is the same way. Like, what she's saying, it's not the message, it's the way she's saying.
Right.
Like, I don't know if she's trying to be funny, but like, to me, it's coming off kind of mean and like just icky and like she's not funny. Mm-hmm. But I understand she's saying, I'm older, I want a guy who's financially stable. So why not just say that versus making these like weird digs? And like, don't act like you ever really were considering Hayden. Like, please, that's a joke. And I don't think she really likes Logan either. I think she wants to be on the beach. She's, you know, has made it clear she wants to be on Selling Sunset because she works for the Oppenheimer Group. Like, she just isn't giving me the vibe that I want.
No, she's just completely fake and just wants the screen time and wants the fame. And I mean, what was my sister in Christ? She's 33 years old, so she needs a financially stable man. I can't.
Yeah, it's not for me. And like the making out in the rain, whatever. I was like, I'm okay. Fast forward, I'm done.
Oh yeah, I'm totally done. Aaron and Genevieve, their relationship. He said that he's already in love with her. I mean, this relationship is just destined for failure. Like, this is not going to work.
Oh, destined for failure. I was surprised by that though. It's like the falling in love, fine, but the I love you. A lot of times I don't go there. Like, why go there? I kind of feel like. Caitlyn actually said that she really likes Aaron and Genevieve and kind of reminds her of her and Dean just because people maybe watching them don't understand it. And I was like, I kind of understand what you mean by that, but like, I wouldn't put yourselves there.
No, I feel like a lot of people are kind of rooting for them though. Maybe because it's like, so I'm not, but like, I just feel like this is, like I said, like kind of a recipe for disaster. Like, it's just not going to work out. And
individually fine, together, train wreck.
Yes, total train wreck. It seems like Danielle and Michael are, that relationship is blossoming, even though they had that third wheel date with Wells, but it seems like they are clearly, on the right track. And I feel like this relationship may be a long-term relationship.
Yeah, and I think they make sense. It's like, the Danielle and Michael thing kind of confuses me because I want to like them so bad. I think individually, again, they're both good people. I think it just left a sour taste in my mouth, the way they set all of that up. And again, and then even this, it's like, yeah, we get it. Like ABC wants us to root for Danielle and Michael. Like we know, like that's why they're getting another date. That's why Wells is there. Like that's why they're getting this screen time. Like I get it, but then it's making me want to rebel. And I do like them. I think they make a lot of sense on paper. I think they seem to have the chemistry. I think they're both good looking people. I hope they work out. Like I want to root for them, but for some reason this show is making it hard for me to do so. And these dates don't help. Yeah. I want to see them like casually sitting on the side, being cute, maybe like hearing their real conversations. I don't want to watch this like Wells clearly thinking this is going to be the love story people want to root for. So let's make sure we get enough screen time for them.
No, I totally agree with you. I just feel like I don't need this forced down my throat, and that's exactly what you're doing. And I don't need it. Good for them. Happy that it's working out, but I don't need the Wells third wheel date. I don't need it at all, but whatever. The drama that we did have this week was Eliza, Justin, and Rodney. I mean, leaving the beach for Justin, worst decision you've ever made.
Yeah. You know, it was so funny because I watched it actually late for once. Like I usually watch the episodes early or when they're airing. And this time I watched it after kind of seeing some of the social reactions. So I was prepared for this. And I do think Rodney's on paper the better choice. I think Rodney seems to be a great guy. I'm all for Rodney. But maybe because I watched it after seeing all the Rodney fanfare, I was like, this isn't fair to Eliza. Like they projected on her that Rodney was the right choice. I don't think she's going to end up with Justin by any means, but she clearly had stronger feelings for him and wanted it to be Rodney, but it wasn't. And then everyone in her face about it. Like I felt bad for her too. And even for Rodney, because then he's like been put on this pedestal.
Sure.
And like Justin's like kind of been knocked down, and they're trying to pretend that they're not knocking Justin down, but they are.
Yes.
And the way everyone was crying, I was like, Kate, are you kidding me? Like, why are you crying?
Why are you all like hysterical? Like you thought like somebody's like, you thought Rambo died. Like, I mean, like it was a bit much, but like I felt really bad for Rodney. He was very, very embarrassed, and I would have been too. Of course, like you get your rose, you think you're in a great place, and then she comes down in tears. I don't want to do this anymore. Totally get that. And they did give him a Bachelor edit. So I'm so surprised that like he wasn't, you know, I mean, I know that they're filming The Bachelor while Paradise is going, so maybe Rodney will be in the future. But yeah, you know, you feel really bad. And then when Justin opens the door to see Eliza, that was not a look of good surprise.
No, I don't think we're going to get any sort of Justin Eliza rekindling a romance situation. And I do think that if she dated Rodney, like I'm sure she wants it to be Rodney. Like I think she knows, but she clearly isn't feeling it. So that's not fair for her either. So it's a messy one. It did feel really real. Like I genuinely think that she felt really stuck and was confused, and she seems like a nice person, and he seems like a great boyfriend. And I think that this is also an interesting thing that the show put themselves in this situation by changing kind of the air dates and the orders. Because in the past, I mean, this is your Nick Viall getting his victory edit on Paradise and then getting to be the Bachelor. This is them putting Colton on Paradise so they could make him the Bachelor. Like, but it was too late for this. And they've been in this weird pattern ever since Clayton, where they told him early that now it's like really weird. And I think that in another life, Rodney would have been a great Bachelor, and this would have given him the push, and whoever they had lined up would have gotten the boot. But now it's too late.
It's too late. All right. Well, I'm sure Rodney will find somebody that's lovely. And we'll see how this all plays out on the reunion as well. All right. Let's get into our social media posts of the week. Mine went to Kody because Katie Thurston. She did a Q&A on Instagram, and a lot of people were asking her thoughts on The Bachelor and things like that. And people asked her opinion on Greg and Victoria. Well, she said that she couldn't care less about them dating, but she did say that Nick Viall posting the video of the two of them kissing was so cringy. But did you think it was cringy as well, Nick posting that?
I mean, Nick likes to be involved. He has made a second career off of his podcast, which doesn't just focus on The Bachelor, but I imagine those episodes do well. He's really good friends. His girlfriend's really good friends with Victoria. I'm sure he, couldn't help himself. And just when we think, it's been a minute since we heard from Miss Katie Thurston, drops the Q&A. So I thank all of them for their service because they're giving us something to talk about. But I think both of them, you could say, why are either of you talking about either of these things? But I don't want you to stop. Please don't.
No, please keep going. Her Q&A was actually interesting. I mean, she talked a lot about The Bachelor, said she would never go back. She said that she actually asked somebody from like the higher ups about having like more body inclusivity into the show. And she said that somebody higher up pretty much laughed in her face and said that would never happen, which is insane to me. But yeah, Katie's always bringing the drama and giving us the tea.
Absolutely. For mine, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ashford and Kevin, because I guess we missed talking about their wedding.
No, I'm so sorry. I did too.
I love Kevin and Ashford, and they're a good example of what the person who commented at the top of the show said about a couple who maybe kind of retreats from the spotlight and is just normal. Kind of reminds me of Adam and Raven, happily married, super cute kid. And just a quick shout out to them, one, because they got married, and two, because they had to cancel their honeymoon because of this tropical storm, maybe Hurricane Nicole coming through Florida. They're in Tampa waiting it out. I guess they were supposed to fly to Tampa from Canada, and we're going to fly maybe to their honeymoon destination, is I think what it is. And now they're stuck in Tampa waiting out whatever might be happening. So shout out Kevin and Ashford. I hope you get to go on your honeymoon. We love you. Sorry we forgot to talk about your wedding.
I just feel like last week there were so many engagements, weddings, things like that. There's just so much Bachelor Nation news, but big shout out to them and a big congratulations.
Yes.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Here for the Right Reason. Sarah, who is on the podcast this week?
My full conversation with Caitlyn will be on the podcast, and then I'm going to drop a little bit more about the upcoming BiP reunion and some of that fun stuff. I'm going to do some teases before we can air all of our good stuff we got.
Wait. All right. Well, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.